Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview, Everton versus Newcastle United. Just a couple of weeks after, 3 weeks after we played them at over Christmas at St James's Park, joined by Steve Kelly for this one. Tough game, Steve.
Yeah, very tough game.
Tough game.
They obviously coming off the big win for them at the weekend against Chelsea. Rode the luck a bit, but like Pad said before, they stayed in the game, and you've got to give them credit, Bruce. Even though a lot of people were saying at the start of the season they'd be going down, Bruce wouldn't hardly get any points under them. He's done all right, Steve. Bruce, he's
the same points as us.
Yeah, he's done better than I think a lot of people thought he would. But yeah, I think it's a tough game. They'll make it hard. 10 men behind the ball probably. Try and hit us on the break with Almiron, and obviously got Joe Linton up front who hasn't scored in ages, so that means he'll probably score on.
Well, he scored against Rochdale last week in the cup, didn't he? Broke his duck for them. But I think it'll be a tough game. It was a tough game at St James's Park. Yeah. You know, they were obviously the problem Newcastle have had of late is injuries, isn't it? They've had the Christmas games, which were just ridiculous. You know, they lost 4 or 5 players.
They got another one on Saturday, Williams.
And then Willems went out injured, didn't he, the other day? So they've had a really tough time with injuries. But fair play to Steve Bruce. He's still got a tune out of them, and they've dug in. And, you know, you're right. They massively rode the luck at the weekend. Yeah. And pinched it in with the last kick of the game. But that's football. That's it. Yeah. Chelsea missed their chances. Nothing to do with Newcastle.
No, exactly,
You know, they can only do what they do. I think they will make it difficult for us. You know, Saturday they lined up with 5 at the back. So they had Dubravka, Kraft, Fernandes, Lascelles, Clark and Willems, Almiron, Hayden, Shelvey, St Maxim and Joe Linton. Obviously, they'll try and play in a break. St Maxim is lightning.
He's not bad,
He's lightning. You know, but like you said, he lost Willems early on. Matt Ritchie came on, didn't he? And then he brought the Longstaff brothers on later on. But from our perspective, you know, points at West Ham was okay. Yeah. Wasn't the greatest game, but, you know, I think we finished the stronger out the two sides in the second half. So for us, an opportunity for 3 points. You know, we're stronger home, and we have to prove that again this time, don't we?
Yeah, I think we need an early goal on Saturday, because I think the longer it goes on, they'll probably get deeper and deeper during the game. So I think we were saying before, we haven't really gone out there, and it'd be great to just feel comfortable at home for once, wouldn't it? But we'd like to make it hard for ourselves. But I think we just go on the front foot, early goal, get right at Newcastle. I think that'll probably make them come out a bit more and find more space. And obviously, looking at the team, doesn't look like Richarlison's going to be in the team for the Tuesday, which is a blow. But it gives opportunity for Moise Keane to hopefully get another game under his belt. Hopefully break his duck as well. Be nice. But I think these are the type of teams, if we want to actually start getting up the table, we need to start really beating teams like Newcastle at home. No offence to Newcastle, but you've got to win your home games, especially these type of home games as well.
This is what it's about, isn't it? We've, you know, like I say, we are quite strong at home, and we have been for a few seasons. It's a way where we don't win enough games. But obviously we're without our talisman, which is Richarlison. It's a big blow. But we got Dominic Calvert-Lewin banging form. He scored both goals in the win at Newcastle a few weeks ago, and he scored again at the weekend. He's onto 11 now for the season and doing well. Moise Keane, he needs a goal. You know, we saw at the weekend Anthony Gordon coming on. You know, a half-time as an attacking threat. I think Bernard generally has a very good game at Goodison with the crowd. I think he thrives on our crowd at home. So we've got to get at them. Unfortunately, Noah Wobie as well. We've been without him for a few weeks, but hopefully after the break, him and Richarlison will be available for the trip to Watford, which is the next away game. But for Everton, I think if we can win the game, you know, it pulls us closer to that pack above. It puts the distance between the bottom half of the table. We've got to start getting that gap now and hanging around the top half of the table. But, you know, Newcastle come down to Goodison last season, got a point. Rondon scored, didn't he, in a 1-1 draw with Richarlison for us. So it is a difficult game, but it's one, you're right, it's one we have to look at and think that it's a game we need to win. We've won 11 at the last 16 meetings between the two sides, so we've got quite a good record against them.
It'd be interesting to see, obviously, what Ancelotti will do in relation to the team again. Will he chop and change like he has been the last couple of weeks by bringing certain players in? But like you said before, a bit down to our bare bones at the moment with players. It's like, I know we said about Walcott, he might even bring Sidibe in and play Sidibe on the right and do that where he plays Coleman in the free type of thing again. I don't know. Because I think the two wide areas are going to be important as well, because I think Newcastle play two quite attacking full-backs. Like Richie's more of a left winger than he is a left back, and I know on the right back I think it's Yedlin, is it? Yedlin for Newcastle. So I think we need to exploit the wide areas, because they're going to make it really tight in the middle as well. So,
but they've got Almiron and St Maxim, who are both good attacking players as well. So we do have to be wary of getting stretched with that. Newcastle have won 2 of their last 3 evening kickoffs in the Premier League, more than they had in their previous 21 games. And they've only won 3 of the last 31 Premier League games away from home against the 6 ever present sides.
That's what I mean. Like I said, he's had some big results actually, Bruce, this season. He obviously beat Tottenham away, beat Chelsea at home. I think he got a few good points here and there. So, like I said, for the criticism he come into at the start of the season, like I said, you have to give him a bit of credit. But like I said to you, these are the type of games we really need to be putting teams to bed, really, and getting 3 points and having that break, and hopefully getting a few players back after the break, like you said.
Both of these teams have got the top 2 teams with the highest percentage of headed goals this season. Everton 38%, Newcastle 32%.
Interesting.
So the opportunity is, the more likely way of scoring a goal, and this one appears to be with the head.
And I think for us as well, if we can get 3 points on tomorrow, it's going to give the fans a bit more belief as well, because they'll see us closing the gap on that top maybe 6, top 7. Where if you'd said that a couple of months ago, we'd all be like, wouldn't have even believed. I know you still said we could do it, which fair play. I couldn't see it, but like it's been proven over the last couple of months, Premier League's pretty. I
think the thing about the Premier League is organisation first and foremost. And this is what Newcastle and Bruce has done, considering the stick he had, and it didn't start well. He's got Newcastle organised. He's got the players working for him, and they're able to get results. And this is what I always thought about Everton: quality of player we've got in our squad. If you get this team organised, it will win a lot of games, because it's better than a lot of squads in the Premier League. It's about playing as a team, and this is one of the things that Duncan Ferguson was able to do that Marco Silva wasn't, and Carlo Ancelotti's done exactly the same thing. Is that getting the best out of the players who are available to you? Yes, we've got injuries. There's half a dozen players missing tomorrow night, for the Newcastle game, but then we can't use that as an excuse, because Newcastle have got exactly the same. They've got 6 or 7 missing, so both teams are down to the bare bones, and it's who deals with it better.
Definitely.
And I think for us, with the home advantage, and obviously being able to call on Moise Keane when Richarlison's out, it's still going to give us a threat up front. He actually, don't forget, they played together, him and Dom, down at Newcastle, and he had a good game for an hour before he retired, and Dubravka made 2 or 3 really good saves from him. So and I think he's a good goalkeeper.
Yeah, me too.
So it'll be a tight game, but if we can get the 3 points, it keeps Newcastle away from us, because they're on level points, so it gives us a gap. But it drags us closer to the teams above us, and like you say, puts the gap for the lower. I think again, I expect a 4-4-2.
Yeah.
I expect. I think maybe Sidibe will start at right back in this one, because I think Walcott at home. Theo Walcott is everything we need in a right winger.
Yeah.
But he can't finish or assist. So what I mean by that is, sounds a stupid statement. What I mean by it is, he's an attacking right winger with pace, and that should be the blueprint of what we buy for that position. Only the one we buy, hopefully, will be able to actually assist and score goals, because the thing what lets Theo down is in that final third. He does everything to get in, makes good runs, gets in, and then there's no end product, and you tear your hair out. But I think you have to have him. I mean, I could understand if he went with Coleman and Sidibe, because obviously St Maxim's got pace to burn,
Yeah.
and he might want to double up a little bit. But I think the emphasis is on us, the onus is on us to come forward and try to win the game, and that's why I think he may start with Sidibe and Walcott ahead of him, and then maybe look to change that up after about an hour. But
so maybe we get up the pitch a lot quicker when Sidibe is right back as well.
He creates so many opportunities for us. He he's got half a dozen assists, I think, now this season, and he's a threat in that crossing the halfway. His passing, he mixes his passes up. He's a different option. He's direct as well, and he's physically strong. But we've got to get on the front foot and push Newcastle back. The midfield's going to be key. You know, there's
pretty similar.
You'd say that, you know, you've got Shelvey who can be, you don't know what Shelvey's turning up. Yeah. Some weeks he's fantastic, other weeks he's poor.
I know.
You know, so they're going to work really hard in the centre of the park as well.
In the middle of the park.
Haven't they? So we've got to make sure that we... I mean, would you do anything with the middle of the park? Davis and Delph, I don't think either of them were great at the weekend.
The only problem is, can Delph play 2 games in 4 days, or is it 4 days?
He's trying to stay fit.
That's the only problem. Sometimes when he's done that, he's got injured straight away after. And obviously Andy was saying before, he's not really used to playing consecutive games. And when he was at left back, and it was like he had a cigar in his mouth when he was playing at City at left back. So
is there a case then for maybe Schneidlin coming in to the midfield and just protecting that back four and allowing Davis to push?
I think if you're going to play Sidibe, maybe as well, because then Schneidlin's just told to keep his position, and you can kind of, like, you've got your right. You can Luca D might be able to get forward a bit more as well, but I don't know. It all depends whether he's going to go Davis and Schneidlin. Every time Tom's played with Schneidlin, I don't think Tom's ever been, has been helped much by the person next to him. But it's a tough one because we're just so limited in that position at the moment.
It's an area we need to strengthen.
Desperately, like I said on the final word before, we just don't transition the ball quick enough from the middle of the park to the forwards, and unfortunately it's the forwards who are getting the stick because people are saying they don't get enough, but they're not getting the service to do it, unfortunately, at the moment. So I wouldn't be surprised if he went with maybe a Schneidlin.
Just for a bit of protection.
Yeah, and also maybe just...
And height as well. Yeah. These are a big side.
And maybe, like I said, he might not just trust Fabian Delph's fitness at the moment until... Because he wasn't really brought in as a week-in, week-out player, was he? When Kabam was brought in as well. So it'd be interesting to see what he does there. That's it. They're the only 2 changes I can really see him making. I think he'll start Bernard again. But like I said, maybe Sidibe for Coleman and Schneidlin for Delph. Maybe.
We'll go with that.
Maybe.
Interesting. It's going to be tough, but hopefully we can just... It's just about the win, isn't it? It's about getting the 3 points and then getting into this 10-day break, get some bodies back
definitely.
For Watford away, and then the next part of the season. I think
we could have a new signing. You never know.
Well,
by
you
then
never
as
know.
Well,
if the wind is shut, then next time we play after this, so therefore we could hopefully have a body for midfield, and that would really help.
Yeah, we need a body in there, definitely.
Because after this, we've got a break after this for 10 days, then we've got 2 games, and then we've got the winter break for 2 weeks, haven't we? So
next home game until like the 8th of Feb, something like that.
Palace, isn't it? So this is a good opportunity, although it will be difficult. Obviously, Newcastle look at it as an opportunity for them to get above us if they win, but from our perspective, it's a game that we have to win. Be a tough game, but hopefully we can just get the 3 points and move on to the next one, because that's what it's about now, trying to create that momentum.
That's what I mean, and give the fans more confidence as well, and give us maybe something to play for. Let's be honest,
just score 3 mad goals in the first half an hour and win 3-0. We've made up
happy
with
days.
that.
Half 7
absolutely
kick-off
delighted. As well. 7:30 kick-off, interesting. Big thanks to Steve for joining us. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Big game, Everton. Everton needs to win, but it will be a tough game. Subscribe if you haven't, give the video a thumbs up, and if you want more videos, join us on Patreon. See you later.